Hi, my name is Damla Aktekin with A Drop of Om. Today, I will tell you a little bit about receiving dream guidance and give you an example of a dream guidance that I just received last night. And um, and I will tell you exactly how to go about doing it step by step. It's actually quite simple and enjoyable. And you might be surprised at the type of guidance and insight you might get by working with your dreams this way. So the the guidance I received last night was quite simple and quite profound in a lot of ways. I saw a dream where there was a little girl dancing, and she was twirling and twirling, but sort of in a little girlish way. There was no particular pattern to it. She was twirling, and there were some rocks on the floor. She could fall and hurt herself, but she was joyfully turning and turning and swirling. And then the image slowly shifted to a beautiful ballerina. So suddenly, this little girl was transformed into a ballerina, and she was turning and twirling beautifully with such elegance and such mastery. So I saw this beautiful transformation. And what I do when I work with a message like this is I I was about to wake up from deep sleep into just going about my day. Just before getting out of my bed, I stop and ask for a clear meaning for the dream that I just received. And I asked for a clear meaning, and the sentence that I heard was, keep doing what you're doing with great love, and eventually mastery follows. So, and that made a lot of sense for me because that was sort of the guidance I was asking. I am currently reading this book called The Great Work of Your Life by Stephen Cove. It's a beautiful book. It's exploring this 2000 plus year old text called Bhagavad Gita, which deals with dharma, or your purpose in life, and how to go about realizing your dharma. Sort of like it's this ancient text which has guidance and principles around how to live a meaningful and purposeful life. I'm going to add a link to the book. um, but basically, I was trying to get to a clarity around what my next steps, or how to go about my dharma or my purpose, which I feel I've very much found in this work of healing energetic wounds. But I love to check in because we all need like little course adjustments here and there. So the second piece of the dream was there was another message that was coming through as I was asking, what does it mean? And the second piece of the message was to do the small, to do the big. Basically, realizing that to get to that big dream, or the bigger goal that you're envisioning, you need to be doing the small things. But not only that, to do the small with big love. We often have tasks in life, things that we don't necessarily enjoy doing and engaging with. It might be washing the dishes. It might be something that has to do with your dharma, with your purpose, that you don't quite enjoy. But the idea being, the energy carries over. When you do the small, the mundane, or even the little steps with big love, when you get to a bigger task, you're able to retain that flow, that energy that flows into whatever it is that you're doing. Which brings me to how to go about getting dream guidance. It's actually quite simple. Just before going to bed, the way I do it is I go into a child's position next to my bed. There is a certain sensation that comes from lowering your head down to the floor. You can feel the blood rushing through your system. And when you're in that point, you're also in sort of a surrender mode. And the idea being, you're not asking for guidance from an outside being or religiously, unless it's in your belief system. Yes, please do so, or even spiritually, but you're asking for guidance from the mystery around you, from the probability cloud around you. You're opening yourself up to the possibility that there are things around you that you don't quite know, or perhaps there are threats that you haven't quite understood and brought into your conscious mind. So you're petitioning your soul and the soul of life around you to give you clues, to help you bring the threads together to make a conscious sentence that's going to help you along the way. So the way I go about it is, like I said, I go down to the floor, I go to child's pose, and then I ask a question. Last night my question was, just give me to get a clear idea of what my next steps would be in my work and in my life. And it turned out to be quite a message that I got. I think I'm going to sit with that for a while and make sense of it as I go about this. And it actually relates to making this video too. I'm experimenting with making more videos, and I'm remembering to do this with as much life and life energy as I can muster and give to it. So the idea being also, when you do something like this, you before going to bed, you ask your question, you petition your soul, you're asking for guidance, and then to be open to the possibilities, because sometimes the message can be quite clear, like I have. You can get a dream. You can then, in that space that's between waking up and sleeping, you can ask yourself to clarify, what is this about? What is this? And be open to receiving clear answers. Sometimes, though, you may not get a dream and you may not get a clear answer, but throughout the day, things can begin to make sense for you. Maybe you get an insight that you haven't thought of. Maybe you remember a song that gives you an idea about the question. And another way to work with this would be the next evening, you can petition your soul to give you a really clear, easy to interpret, like, you can't miss it type of message with regards to your question. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that you try this, and I'm really curious about what's going to come up for you and how it will work out for you. And if you have any questions at all, please post them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Namaste.